Alright. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me okay? Yes, tight end was the other one I forgot about, but I have it written down on my little list. Oh, man. one sec. Yeah, I'm just writing down kind of what I'm planning on. Then I'll go over it here in a second. Alright, so I got 2 first rounders. I'll probably go after both of them. Are probably going to be offensive linemen. Unless there's just a spectacular tight end that's just really sticking out, then that can change. But for the most part, offensive line, then tight end, and probably center. And then we'll probably work on our rush-ins, D-tackle, and then we'll work a little on our secondary. I did try to sign, I'll show you here. I tried to sign Von Miller, and I was going to move some linemen around so he could play his right position, but I couldn't offer the type of money he was getting from Washington. I just couldn't bear to spend that much money on a dude at his age, and yeah, I wanted it, but it just wasn't going to work. And then I also went after this dude for a week, but once again, the contract he got was just too big for me to mess with. But old Carson Wentz, the dude I traded away to get the first overall pick, signed with the Giants. So tried to get Bobby Wagner, didn't get him. And otherwise, that was about all the ones I went after. These are the dudes I did sign. Signed him to a much smaller contract than Von Miller got. And like I said, I think I can work him into the slot or something. I think he'll be a good wide receiver. I actually drafted him in LA. And then kind of got a nice little, some depth at these 2 positions. Linebacker and D-tackle, so. But yeah, there were a lot of really good dudes. They weren't any of the positions I really needed at the time, and I knew I had so many draft picks. I just couldn't spend an arm and a leg on one guy here. I already kind of, made the big splash with Bates last year and the draft, so I'm hoping just the draft can make a big splash this year, but not much. I think it said over here 2 million. But there's some dudes who are going to get released that are on practice squad and stuff like that yet, so I haven't made a final decision on a couple linebackers depending on what happens in the draft, and yeah. We'll make it work. I don't have like a top 10 draft pick. I just have 2 late first round draft picks, so that'll be helpful. Yeah, we'll work her out. We do. It is what it is. Patriots have the first pick. I'm thinking about this dude for the first pick, that I take at least. But we'll see. like I probably couldn't go wrong with either one of those two dudes right there, honestly, but I had to pause the draft, couldn't find my pen. Well, that sucks. I think what we're gonna have to do is take this dude and eventually we can move some dudes around. Number 5, huh? So if I'm understanding this, he was the number 5 overall best dude. Huh. That's interesting. That's a good pick then. I'm liking that start. Then I have another pick here, the 32nd pick in this round. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. This is one dude I was looking into. He's a tight end. He's a number 1 overall talent. He is a tight end. We may reach a little on this guy, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get him since we need a tight end anyway. So, yeah. There we go. Number 27 overall. So I guess it really wasn't that much of a reach, huh? Alright, next pick is the 21st pick of the draft. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid about those first 2 picks, so do this real quick. Just kind of moving guys around so they're kind of somewhat in the right order as far as what my scouts are telling me. That's a bummer, but kudos to celebrations. It's a two-way road, you know. God damn it. Nope, not here. Sorry, man. Good luck, though. Yeah, this dude, I was kind of thinking about him down the road because I did need a wide receiver. So there's a lot of other positions up here I can fill before I get to wide receiver. So I do recall him, though, sticking out when I scouted that tall ass wide receiver. Let's see who survived here. It's kind of between this dude and this running or linebacker. But then again, I do need tackle or lineman, offensive lineman, but I already got one tackle. You think that dude's better than this dude? 6'1", 251. The dude's 262, 252. Let's check these out real quick. What do we got? Broad jump, 3 cone, and bench press. So he's definitely strong as shit. But he's not very fast. And neither one of them are very fast. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe I should go with this dude because I do need a defensive tackle to help out old Hayes. This dude wasn't like horrible. Just, I don't know. Better hurry up and decide though, huh? We'll get this dude. Holy shit, look at this. Number 19 in true talent, and I got him at 53. Well, that'll take care of the end position I was looking to fill there. Right? I'll take that. First 3 picks have worked out. And I got another pick coming up here at the end of this second round, so yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm starting to think. Even though he is slow. What's this dude? Willie. This guy isn't as slow. It's a late third rounder, and I have late third round draft pick. Oh, look at this dude. Hold on, this might be a steal right here. Right? Sadly enough, I wonder if I could get him in third, but I hate to lose him. It says I reached, but 73 overall. Plus we had a need. I do get the last pick in the third round, and I have 4 and then 3 5s, 2 6s, and a 7 yet. There's a tight end. We also need strong safety. I think I'm going to go tight end here and take care of that. Ooh. Yeah, I think he'll still be alive. I got a lot of picks coming up in the 4th and 5th round. I'm going to take care of tight end now, so my tight end is done. Because I needed a 2 and a 3. Hopefully he's still there. If not, that's my bad for not picking him, I guess. But I got a lot of wide receivers too, so I'm not like hurting. So it's not the end of the world if he's not here in this pick. Nope, he's gone. Son of a bitch. That's on me. I know, right? That just says though I knew what I was after, huh? We'll get this guy to fill that wide receiver. What? I picked him. the fuck? How much time do you need? I had like 4 seconds left and I started pressing X on in game. Jesus. Good thing I had 12 picks, I guess. Gee, Merry Christmas. I don't know if it's because my internet's just slow or something, but yeah, I felt like I pressed X on him with plenty of time. I think I only get a minute and a half on these picks. Dude's still there if I wanted to draft him. Alright, that takes care of the strong safety, or free safety, because we can kind of, oh man, he sucks. We can kind of move dudes around. Yeah, he'll probably be on a practice squad if nothing. This dude's still there. You know what, man? I'll draft you. He's ranked 149 in true talent. I drafted him at 149. Need a center just more to fill a gap in depth. Two dudes survived the draft board. Quarterback from Nebraska, because I was more just curious. And look at this dude. Holy shit, man. Was this guy like a baseball player or something that everybody's scared of? That was weird. I'm just gonna draft him because I needed a third string quarterback anyway, so just in case, I guess. But if not, he gets released. Worst case scenario, you know. Needed free and strong safeties. Oh yeah. I got my veterans where I need them, I guess, and yeah. Alright, now it's to Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft. Probably pick a cornerback if there's one available. Shit, lost my pen. Stop it, pen. Oh, you know it. And those guys just really ain't that great, so... You know what, Dre from Mountain Valley State. Welcome to the Baltimore Ravens as Mr. Irrelevant. Whew. That's $6 million in cap right now, man. Got an 80 overall, though. That left tackle from Georgia. Second best overall was a second round pick. That was that Spencer dude that I pulled the trigger on when I wasn't sure of, so I'm glad I did that. He looks pretty solid. I could see everybody down to probably Moss making the team, unless I have too many wide receivers. Then I could see everybody down to Sharp making the team. The rest of them probably on practice squad. But you never know. You never know. So he'll get back from injury. He got hurt in the Super Bowl. Mullins is back from injury. We moved Edmonds over to strong safety from cornerback just to give, because I was a little worried about depth there ultimately. And I wanted a better starter than a rookie this year, so that's why I did that. Hayes is developing well. Still got Watt for now. This is probably it for him, though, for us, unless he just really does something amazing this year, but we'll see. Got the veteran and David. Same kicker. A lot of the same dudes for the most part. No, Gomes is up to 81. So... one of you is probably not going to survive. Those three will all probably be on the team still. He's good. Mr. Reeves probably will not survive, but you know, he'll probably go to practice squad, so. Tight end. Look at that youth at tight end. Holy Snapple. That's still pretty good, though. I feel pretty solid, any three of them, so. So we're gonna have to do some moving around. So let's see, 82, 80, 83. Somebody's gonna have to play center, I think, and somebody's gonna have to play right guard. With a dude with a little more experience at right guard. And we'll let the rookie take down the left end. We'll do that for now. And that's not finalized. I'm just kind of looking around here. I'll be honest with you. I think he may have actually started as a right guard, and I moved him over to the other side last year because he went from an 82 to an 83 now. So I don't know. I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure. We'll see though. I run a lot up the middle. My guards are more important than my tackles because I run a lot through center. I wish I had a better center, but we'll see what's in the free agency and whatnot. Say if I ran more counters and stretch plays and pitches, not that I don't run them, but if I ran them on a more regular basis, I'd be more concerned about my outside lineman. But being the fact that I run a lot of dives, draws, ISOs, a lot of, fullback. But we'll see. You never know. Nothing's set in stone until the game's been played. And even then, after that, it can still change. I did release. Oh shit! No, I didn't mean to do that. I did release. Oh yeah, I did release Randy Gregory. It was just the amount of money he went downhill. He went all the way from a 78 or 77 down to a 73, and it was time to go. No, Nebraska or no Nebraska, it was time to go. All right. Could have swore I drafted a defensive tackle. You know, I think this dude might just have to go. I get like a draft pick for him or something. All right. Let's go ahead and just jump to week 1 real quick here in preseason. Alrighty. Because I don't want Mullins getting hurt again. There's no need for him even being in there at all. Same with Juju. Yeah, I know I can, but at the same point, I don't feel right. Like, it's part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I used to do that, especially on college, because it would drive me crazy. I'd go into my bowl game and like I'd have like 399 overall guys, and they'd all be hurt. Or even more, that made me more angry, is I'd be up in the national championship game. I'd be like an A+ team with Nebraska. I'd be going up against Alabama, LSU, and their top 3 players would all be injured, and I'd be like, really? So I kind of started turning it off, but then I do think I turned it down on the slider. Like I said, I really didn't mess with quarterback accuracy, any of that kind of shit, but I messed with like the speed threshold, because I was like, if why would that be 50-50? Because if you're faster than somebody, your threshold for speed should be better than them. Like if you're a 99 and another dude's an 88, you should be able to outrun him. So at 50-50, I didn't like that. So I put that down, I think, to 20 or 30. Because I figure if you're fast, you're fast. And if you're slow, you're fucking slow. But I did turn the injuries down, I think, to 30 or 40% away from 50-50. So I tinkered, but I didn't turn it off. I was trying to do, I guess, and it's even fluid because I even changed it over the years. Being that this is the 5th year, over those first, the reason I didn't start this right away in year 1, I don't know if I've ever explained this. The reason it does start in the 4th year the way it did is the first 3 years were more just to make it as fluid and as cool and as much of a watchable game as possible. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I didn't want to just start off at day 1 as cool as it would have been. I don't know. I just kind of played out year 1, see how it looked when I did certain things, and yeah. So I felt by year 4 it was at a pretty good place to go ahead and start streaming my season from there. So, and who knows how long I'll keep this going. I don't know. Granted, I think it's only like you and me and like probably 2 other people and probably my kids watch it. They usually watch it the next day. But yeah. Overall, I don't know. Like I said, I want to keep it going for a long time, but we'll see. Man, I'm tempted to put the rookie in. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad people enjoy it somewhat at least. I try to be entertaining and whatnot. One of these days when I get the balls, I'll take my skills from streaming to stand-up comedy or something, you know. I'm really having like I thought that this guy could end up being pretty decent. The reason I got rid of Gregory is because I was like, well, not that this Sean Powell guy is, awesome, but he's okay. He had a lot of the same stats that Gregory had. But when I look at this dude now, I'm like, damn, dude, I feel kind of bad for this Sean Powell guy, but this dude might turn out to be all right. Well, there we go. That'll make me feel better. Sean Powell can ultimately come in and play some D tackle for me. Doesn't that just warm your heart? Matter of fact, he's going to move on up to number 2 there. I like the fact that since I run a 3-4, though, I have Levante David back there as my other linebacker. Schaubert's a lot stronger, but otherwise the stats, I like what I got there at linebacker. These two are kind of fighting for a position. Jonathan Jones is going to stay at 3 for now just because that's where he was last year and he's hella fast. And these guys got to get better fast. This dude's got to get better fast too. But last year we also can use cornerbacks there and whatnot and yada yada yada. Yeah, I'm kind of peculiar like that. I don't really have a. My problem is my schedule's kind of whack since I do have kids and shit. And there are some Sundays where I can't stream because I have to take the kids to school the next morning or pretty soon here. I'm been without a job for way too long and I gotta get something going. I might end up just working at goddamn Walmart if I can't get a job anywhere else. So then I won't get a stream as often for sure, but I also don't stream, like I said, on a regular basis because, yeah, I more just do it to mess around. Something to do. Yeah, I feel bad. My one buddy, he streams every night or at least every other night. You should check. Like, I don't know if I ever told you to check him out before. He's got Short Circuit Gaming, and then he also has another page. So he really runs 2 streams, and he works anywhere from 40 to 50 hours a week. And he has a small kid that's his, a daughter, and two other sons that are pretty much his kids, but they're not his by blood. So he's got three kids in a house, two dogs, a wife. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it, man. I don't know how he does it. I'd lose my shit. I only have to deal with a little teeny tiny dog, two cats, two kids, and a wife, so. I'll put Harry there for now to give him some reps. Give him some good old reps there. In a perfect world, I'd like to write about sports or anything, but I have a 90-page script I wrote a few years back and a whole notebook full of ideas, but we have one teeny tiny newspaper, and it's kind of a weird little newspaper, and newspapers aren't what they used to be, and they don't pay for shit. You know, I got a family too. So I'll probably end up going back to what I've been doing since I got out of high school, and that's cleaning hotel rooms. And I don't like to admit it, but I'm fucking good at it. I don't like it. I hate it. It's gross. It's disgusting. People are gross. People are weird. Owners are just kind of asshats. I ended up actually quitting my last job at a hotel because after a year and a half, I was making $9.50 an hour or nine and a quarter an hour. I can't even remember anymore, but it wasn't very much. And I'd never gotten a raise after a year and a half. And one day I came to work after already having 2 days of people calling in sick, and our boss told us nobody calls in sick. 2 people called in sick. I had like 20 rooms, and I stepped outside for a smoke break, and the owner showed up and chewed in my ass, told me I wasn't allowed to smoke here, and I couldn't use a certain door in the building, and I didn't handle it well. I kind of lost my shit. And I pretty much walked up to her, and she started chewing my ass again in the hallway before I could even get a word out to lose my shit. And at that point, I just took my shirt off. I attempted to just hand it to her, and I just looked at her and I said, nah. And she looked right at me, and she told me to, and these were her exact words, give it to your fucking boss. And my friend was actually a friend of mine from high school back in the day, was my boss. So I took my shirt and I handed it to her, and I said, nah. Nobody talks to me like that for no reason and expects me to ever do them a favor, especially work. Sorry, but no. I went upstairs. I got my hat. I got my hoodie. I got my list. I went down to give her my list. She said, give it to your fucking boss. So I gave my list to my boss, and she followed me, scolding me all the way to my car like you would expect your mom to scold you after you just got, in trouble or something. She was telling me I should be ashamed, and it was an interesting day. But when I told my wife about it, what happened, and like I said, since my boss was my friend, she was able to vouch on Facebook and in person that, yeah, the owner really was kind of out of line, but she is also the owner, so it's kind of a catch-22. But I also didn't expect it to take so long to get a job, but then we had a really shitty winter. So hotels haven't been hiring, grocery stores aren't hiring. Any job that you could just get quick to at least just pay some bills aren't hiring around here. Because like I said, once again, the biggest town within 10-15 minutes of me has 8,000 people in it. Anything bigger like Lincoln or Grand Island, you got to drive over an hour to get to. And with gas prices and the weather, it's just not feasible. Yeah, I don't know. It's rough, but it is what it is. A lot of it's my own doing because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a perfect young person. I burned a lot of bridges. And I think that's kind of what, is kind of biting my ass now, but we'll see. I try to stay optimistic, and I just try to be good dad for other reasons. If I can't be financially a good dad right now, I just try to be a good dad in other ways and make sure my kids' homework's getting done and do the laundry every chance I get, wash the dishes, take out the trash, do all the stupid shit for everybody else. So it is. I don't think people think about it when they live in a big town, like when they leave and they come here, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be a little different. So prepare yourself. Well, let's see. I think we're going to go ahead. I try. I try to be as good a person as I can be. That's my religion. I call that retigorology. I don't really believe in like God or gods or any of this crazy stuff. I just believe in one main thing, and that's just be a damn good person. Be nice. Be nice to people and just be a good person. If everybody would live by that theory, I really, really think it would be a really great place. I understand you're gonna get mad at people. People are gonna frustrate you. I get it. It's gonna happen. I don't expect it to be fucking perfect, but if you can forgive a person, and if you can't, then just get away from that person. Don't be around them. Don't get on their Facebook. Don't, just get away. It's like a TV show. I hate people who bitch about stuff that's on. Oh, look what this show made my kid learn. Change the channel. Why didn't you change the channel? You don't like the song on the radio? Change the channel. You don't like this show because it's teaching you something, or you don't like what it's on because it's graphic? Change the channel. But what are you going to do? People are always going to be people. So it takes all kinds to make the world go round. So wow, Matt Ryan is a free agent right now going into the season. T.Y. Hilton, some big names there just kind of chilling out, waiting somebody to pick them up. That's alright. I don't really need any. I don't have many positions left to fill. I might sign this center just so I have depth there once again if something were to happen to my starter. Which Pouncey do you get? Yeah, there is a couple that are gonna get cut here when it comes to the cut day, because I think it's after the last or the third or preseason game. There's a cut day, and that's kind of my final day of you gotta go. Plus, I have a lot of contracts though that run out this coming year. Yeah, there's a few dudes that I didn't have no say about when I first got here that I haven't traded away or cut. Yeah. We'll be alright. I'm sure of it. He's got an interesting name. Puna Ford, huh? I like to think he probably got a little bit of crap from friends from time to time. Alright. We'll go ahead and stop there. No, 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 no. That's not what I wanted to do. See, like, he's probably going to be gone next year. And right there, that's a pretty big chunk of cash. He'll be gone next year because I'd be willing to bet he retires. He's pretty much just here for depth this year because, like I said, I needed to sign a free agent at linebacker. So, Tavion Bryan will probably be gone next year. There he is, right there. That's the one. Mr. Gallup's got to go. I forgot about him too. God damn it. You know, that makes me mad. You know why he's there? I signed N'Keal Harry, because I planned on getting rid of this dude, and I totally just, he slipped through the cracks of off season and everything else. How funny is that? Well, let's see if we can't maybe get a draft pick for him. And because of that, see if anybody's looking for a receiver. The Bengals are right away, but I don't know if I want to trade to them. Right, I don't know if I want to send him there. We'll see. Indy, what do you got? Ed Oliver. Hey, look at that dude. Ed Oliver. So glad I got that. That's the only draft class I quote. What is it, like, imported or whatever. I went ahead and downloaded the best guess for this draft class, and he was one of them. Man, did he turn out to be a freaking beast. I'm sure they won't do this, but I always like to just do something just to get a gauge. That's not too bad off. So what I wonder is, can we get your third and your fourth round picks for him? No. I'm not going to spend too much time, but there we go. It's not the greatest, but it cleared up some space and it opened up a huge hit on the cap and got us a couple extra draft picks that who knows what we can turn into next year. So, with that said, there's no need to leave money in there. Do we sign a cheaper wide receiver, though, since we only had 5 wide receivers, just to fill a gap for a year? What do you think? We bring in old TY just to be a veteran to try to win a Super Bowl for a year. That dude's pretty fast too, but I think he's pretty quick too, huh? Alright, I'll give you that one. Right. Alright, this is probably the last bit, then we're going to move on. Make sure, save just a little on cap in case we have an injury or something. Doesn't that do all of them? Doesn't that do other teams' practice squads and everything? Oh, I see what you're saying. Go to like the roster and there's shit like that. Yeah, there's nobody in the practice squad yet though. Everybody's on the roster right now though, aren't they? Because the practice squad doesn't start until first week of the season, right? Was it just those dudes? Because like I said, these are the guys that are practice squad eligible, but they're not on a practice squad yet because like I said, they really haven't set said practice squad. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, you have a chance to make the practice squad. Instead of getting cut, you can move them to the practice squad, and it's the same thing as cutting them. You just have a chance, you know, some are protected, but once again, some guys aren't even practice squad eligible, so yeah, I've lost a couple guys actually that I hated to put on there, and I put on there just because I didn't need them that season, and then I went and they were gone, and I was like, shit, that's right, they're like unprotected free agents, man. They just vanish. Look at that, double golds, what a great way. Alright, first thing we need to do is decide who we're going after this year. And I think we're going to keep, just because he needs another year there. And then we're going to put, let's see, 25. He's pretty well good enough now. That'll be where Bates goes. And I'm going to put Cole Simons in here for now. And I might change that up like mid-season. But for now, those are kind of the three guys I really feel like I, want to develop a little bit now. That Craig Bates guy has quick development too, so that's handy. So I'd like to at least get Cole Simons into an 80 overall, and then we'll maybe pull him out of that extra. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you that Cole Simonson, dude, he's like Dallas Clark in the making. Maybe even a little bigger. I can't quite remember what Dallas Clark's size was, but all right, let's go to depth chart real quick. That's good. That's good. That's good. Damn it. You know, I took him out of there for a reason, game. Because I don't need him getting hurt in the preseason. Actually, I think I'm just going to do this, too. That way those receivers can maybe get a little more extra development going. Just help them, because I'm not really too concerned about either one of those dudes. But if I could get one of these two dudes just to get a little better, why not? I really like my tight ends, though. That's good. Tell you one thing, next year in free agency, I can tell you I'm already going to look at centers and probably right tackles, but for now, centers. You know, I don't really need him getting hurt either. It wouldn't hurt to get these guys a little development, so maybe in week 4 I'll just go ahead and put all my starters back into that position and go from there. Too many times I've had somebody get damn hurt. It's like a key player in like the 3rd or 4th week of preseason. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. That dude's only an 81 overall at return. And 71 on punts. I don't like that. I feel like he's going to drop a lot or something. There's a reason he's not up there. Oh well. We'll still use him. I'm sure of that. Right. Yeah, touche. But my plan this year is, because last year I played the first 8 games and then I simulated the next 7 and then I played the last game of the year. So this year I think what I'm going to do is simulate the first 8 games and then play the last 8, because I just kind of feel like that'll add a little bit of extra fun into it. That may, you know, I was actually really blown away last year. I went 15-1 because, like I said, I played the first 8 and I was 8-0, and I was like, okay, whatever, I guess, go figure. And then I won like the next 4 games I simulated till I finally got beat by the Steelers by like a field goal. Like it was like 17-14, and then I won out the rest of the year. So it was kind of nuts. So I figure this year, like I said, I'm gonna simulate preseason. Well, I'm gonna simulate the first 8, and then play the last 8 in the playoffs if I make the playoffs. That is. Right? And that, like, I understand if you play every single game, you go 15-1 because you have that one squeaker game. But like I said, I had it set on pro, and there are times where on pro I have a shit game or I just make some bad throws, and I had a rookie quarterback, you know. But I don't know. Even in the playoffs, when I moved it up to all pro, I was still doing really well. So I was just like, okay, well, so I'm gonna leave it at all pro. By the way, I am gonna do that for that when I play it. But who knows? Maybe this year when I simulate it, I end up going 0-8 for all I know. We'll see. We're about to find out here. What was I gonna do? Yeah, I was just gonna check this to make sure it's at least it still looks okay. Yeah, I can see that's why. It really doesn't matter though, because I'm still working on that. That's awesome though. Right? I actually was too, considering, but you also got to recall, the dude started off as like a 70 whatever 5 or something overall, 74. I don't even remember, 77, something like that. Mid to high 70s, and I did run a lot. I mean, Mullins had like 339 carries or something. So, Mullins went up like crazy. He exploded. Talk about a breakout season. Well, good first preseason game, I guess, considering starters really didn't even play. Well, it's preseason. Let's try to get that to a gold, shall we? Well, I don't have any of those dudes on my team, so they won't help me. I got a pretty good mutt team going, though. I got it up to a 92 overall so far. And I have not spent a dime.
On the hop, fellas, on the hop. Who wants it? Let's see some hustle out there today. Got a big game this week. Come on. Let's go. 319. 319.
Yeah, sometime I'll have to stream that stuff again, but maybe do like a draft thing or something, maybe. We'll see. So complete a pass. your boy.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Set. 319. 319. Hot. All right, here we go. 319. 319. Hot. All right, gentlemen. You must have had your oats this morning because today was a great practice. The coach said you can't ask
Yes,
for much
I didn't
more
know. I
than
know
that.
he fumbled
If you
it
do that,
at the end,
we're
it
gonna
looked
win a
like.
lot
So
of
I didn't know
ball
if they were
games.
going to give me fucking credit for that. Well, there's a new gold that'll help out for now on my sim those, so. Alright, let's just go ahead and move on. Yeah, we lost by 2 to the Falcons, but that's okay. Preseason, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not going to be too bent out of shape about that. Alright, folds again. Man, still not a player upgrade, huh? I thought for sure it would have been 1 by now. 2 practices and 2 games. Sheesh. Alright, what we're going to do is go ahead and bring back the starters. There's an upgrade. So before I forget to do that, fortunately that's a little more simple because I can just confirm that and then check it to make sure it's at least how I want it. No, that's definitely our starting quarterback. He's definitely our starting running back. Okay. Well, he made the team, the rookie. He's not, you know, like anything crazy, but you never know. That's one rookie that made it, and there's 2 more rookies right there. Like I said, he's probably going to go bye-bye. Actually, before I do this, I should just cut those dudes and put them on the... I saw your comment, and I was like, yep, that's what I was just getting ready to do. Alright, so right away, you're going to the practice squad. Practice squad. Practice squad. Yippers, that's the plan, sir. There's that quarterback that's super fast. Alright, I lost count. I gotta cut. So now I only gotta actually cut 2 guys. Oh, this guy too. I didn't even see these. That was weird. I ain't gotta cut anybody. That works too. And I'd like to also point out my 86 overall now. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Actually, with the cap on and everything, I'm kind of impressed. I don't know if I've ever done better than. I was kind of excited last year when I started out. It was like an 83 overall at the beginning of last season, and I ended as only an 84. I'm not going to be too upset about 86 overall team going into a season. Holy cow, that's impressive, sir. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, wrong guy. Wrong guy. Offensive line isn't the greatest in the world, but I bet though that's kind of the price you pay though. I mean, you got to hit your window. You know, that's the tricky part that people don't realize about sports. Everybody thinks, "Oh, just sign the best guys," and do this and just throw money at them. And it's like, yeah, that kind of works if you're the Yankees or the Red Sox in baseball. And in football, it's even harder yet because you only get 53 guys to work with for a whole team for a whole season with injuries and all these other issues. And on top of it, you got this cap and all these other bullshit rules they got to deal with practice squads and injuries, injured reserves, all this bullshit. But it's like what people forget about is it's like not only do you got to do all these things, you got to keep them there, keep them happy, get them the ball, get them plays, get them on field, and then you got to keep, giving them more money the next time that if you win. And if you don't win, you're fired, and they all get to stay. So it's like people just, I don't know. Sometimes I think not. I don't want to say coaches are underappreciated, but I think what they have to do, and owners and coaches, when it comes down to running the team, in that aspect, it's a pain in the ass. But I don't know. The Patriots are really good about getting rid of dudes and understanding. This guy's got to go, but they're also really good about filling that gap with a person they need. He may not even be the best, quote unquote, available guy, but he's the best at what they need. And they also don't have to spend a fortune to get him. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my team is get the best player that I need, but not just always necessarily signing the best free agents. Because, yeah, I'm sure you could do that on this game with this cap stuff and make it work, but that shit's only going to last for a year or two before you're probably going to have to make some pretty big decisions. I'd love I'd love to run a sports organization, football or baseball. Oh man, it'd be so fun. Some people are like, I think it'd be stressful, and it would be. I'm sure it would be, but it'd be a fun stress. There's nasty stress, and then there's fun stress, and like I love fun stress like that. Like I said, I'm just hoping I get to coach my kids' baseball team, like 12 and I think it's pretty much 12 to 14-year olds. I think that'll be a blast. Getting just to run that will be fun. So, I really, because he sucks. I shouldn't say sucks, but because they're both the same, I'm gonna go with the rookie here. to get him experience, and Jawan James is, kind of just there in case this dude gets hurt or something stupid. But this dude's pretty fast, and I like that. Yeah, right? Like, and here's the deal. 2 years in a row now, we've played for the same team here. These poor kids have literally won, I want to say, either one or two games in the last 2 years. And the previous 3 years before that, like 2 years, not this last year, but the last 2 years before that, they had a coach who pretty much could have gave a shit less about being there. Pretty much just yelled at him the whole time. And his oldest kid was his assistant coach and the third base coach, and he spent most of his time on the phone, including while he was coaching third base. And you have no idea. My wife told me at the beginning of the season, she's like, you have to not say anything. She's like, you can't freak out, you can't make a scene, and you have no idea. My lip was probably bleeding at the end of the year because I just wanted to yell at that kid at third base and ask him how in the hell he could possibly coach third base and attempt to tell kids how to tag up and when they needed to go home if he had his head buried in his phone all day. But I did it. I bit my lip all year. Only a couple times did I say something under my lip because I couldn't take it anymore. And yeah, it's bad. Like, they didn't teach him anything. The pregame. Like, I almost want to film it and put it on YouTube. It's the weakest pregame you'll ever see. They go out, they do like this slow pitch warm up swing thing, and then he has them play catch for like 15 or 20 minutes where they don't really play a lot of catch. It's more about chasing balls, is what I would call it. Ball chasing for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then they don't even take infield before the game at all, whatsoever. Not practice, not pregame. And it's like each team has a right to go out for like 7 to so many minutes, I think, to get a little infield before the game starts. And they don't. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. And like I said, I don't claim to be some, Sparky Anderson or Tommy Lasorda or the next big baseball manager, but oh my God, I think just by watching a video game, you could learn more about how to run a practice than these guys did. So I think these kids will have fun even if they went 500. I think they'd feel like they won the damn championship. That's how bad it's been the last couple years. So, Kitty, there you go. And the worst part is the most talented kids now, they've all left and went and played in the bigger town 10 miles from here because their parents were sick of them being on a shitty team. And even worse yet, I haven't even gotten a phone call. And we have to fill out a form, by a certain date. And on said form, it asks you straight up, do you want to help coach? 3 years in a row now, I have circled yes darker and darker every year. This year I circled it as dark as we could, and I even told my wife underneath it I want you to write specifically that I want to coach the age group that my oldest son is going to be in, just in case, because I could be seeing like, yeah, you can coach, but you're going to coach the t-ball. And it's like, I've already done that before. That's not for me. It's like, I'm not a t-ball coach. It's like, yeah, it's funny, it's hilarious, but that's a little too little for me. I need to coach kids who've already kind of learned the game, but they just need that next step, that little push. But we'll see. I don't even care if I don't get the head coaching job. I would just like to be assistant even, and I'd be stoked just to work with them and show them some shit. I don't know if their catcher even understands how to break down and get square to the ball when it, if it's going to bounce. And trust me when I say there's a lot of wild pitches. Pitchers especially, they don't even teach the kids proper pitching form. And I'm not saying you need to try to say like you better start throwing like Clayton Kershaw, but you gotta show. I don't even think some of the kids know the difference between a wind up and from the stretch and everything else. They can steal bases, but they can't leave until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. But with some of our pitchers' wind ups they had, you could steal a base all day on them, and considering most of them couldn't hit the catcher anyway, you end up taking an extra base. So it was, dude, I would sit there and just have to I would go for walks with my youngest is what we usually would go do. If my youngest wasn't playing the same day, I would go for a walk and I would usually take him to the playground just so I didn't flip my shit. Because baseball was my sport growing up, so I kind of like it hurt my feelings to have to watch my kid go through that. Especially after like the sixth or seventh game and they were like 0-7, and he literally came to the car that he wanted to quit. And part of me wanted to almost let him, but the same part of me is like, no, you got to learn. This is part of it, man. Sometimes you get on a shitty team with a shitty coach, and there's just nothing you can do about it. And I straight up told him, if you're really serious one day about playing a sport for a profession, you better get ready for this, because you're not always going to end up on the team that's going to win, the championship, or have all the best players or all the best coaches. Sometime, if not more times than not, you're going to end up on the team that doesn't win it all, because only one does every year. On every league, no matter what level it's at, there's only one team at the end that wins it all, and everybody else is second or worse. So, you know, it sucks being in last, but I told him hopefully that'll change, and so hopefully I didn't set him up to be on another shitty team. If they don't let me coach this year, it was funny. He says maybe we could do what Le'Veon Brown did, and I'll just sit out a year, and you can just coach me for a year, and you can coach Chris when he's not playing. And I was like, that's funny, dude. So here I got my kid saying he wants to pull Le'Veon Bell, except for a hell of a lot less money, and more about what it should be about to sit out. That if you're not going to give us a team and you're not going to let us have good coaches, then I'm going to go somewhere else, but I'm going to sit out for a year since it's past the deadline. Alright. Well, at least that Tayshawn gives us a little bit more depth than this Gilden guy. Not that I don't think it would have been alright, but that just made me a little nervous in case something were to happen to Bates, because he missed 7 games last year. So, it could happen again. Really, same thing for Malcolm Jenkins. He's just there in case something happens to Edmonds. And in case we need some depth, it's better than a 68 overall coming in. So from Yale, if I need my taxes done or my math homework for my kid done, I'm going to go talk to this kid. But right now, he's going to have to be my third string strong safety and my number 1 tutor. I can about promise you that. You'd think being at a school from Yale, his awareness already would be like a 90. Just starting off to get into that college, you think your awareness would at least have to be a 90 on a sports game. Like Yale and Harvard and that shit. It's like, no, we got to give this kid, like Stanford should be an 85 or something probably. If we're going to really break it down and get realistic here. I tell you what we're going to do here. This is what we're going to do in honor of you, man. Since you brought this guy to me, we're not going to put him as a number 1 kick returner. But since I do run, I always have those 2 kick returners back. We will bring him in. And we will bring, since, I mean, no offense, but this guy really ain't going to do anything great for me out there. As far as, kick returns. He never did last year, at least. So that's the best I can do, because I do like Ikeem Bell back there. I don't know what it is, but his return overall over there, if you look on his thing, is a 93. So, I think a lot of that goes into how he catches the ball from a high point. I think they may have actually, I could be wrong, but I don't know what else kick return stat would mean other than his ability to catch a ball, while looking up and then being able to look down and go, you know. Same with the punt return stat. That's the only real stat they have for it. And like I said, I agree with you. Speed is a big deal, but that's like on my Mutt team's a prime example. I have Saquon Barkley's card from last year where you could get that rookie premier card and it upgraded to whatever level his newest card is. So at the end of the day, it's a 98 overall card. He's 95 in kick returns. But but I have two other players, one Deion Sanders and another one, I can't think of it, it's on the tip of my tongue. Ed Reed. It's a 96 overall Ghost of Madden past card. He's actually my kick returner because he's, for whatever reason, better than Saquon Barkley. So I don't know. I don't know. What are you going to do, right? I'll go fix those other things, like the slot linemen and all that bullshit after this. Oh, we got another gold we could try to go get real quick. Why not? We got that one, but let's do a little defense practice, shall we? I can always use the practice on defense because I kind of suck balls on defense. When me and my buddy, we used to play Madden and stuff together, but back in the day before they had online play and all this online shit. I always had college football and Madden, and we would take my, college football draft classes and move over to Madden. But he would come over and play, and we were always in Nebraska on college football. And what we would do is I was the offensive coordinator, and he was defensive coordinator, and I took care of special teams. And then he punted. He did punt because he was pretty good at punting. But I did all the kickoffs and field goals, and it was so much goddamn fun. Well, then we started doing that on Madden with our draft classes, and I tell you what, man, I kind of suffer at defense, and now whenever he plays games, he kind of suffers at offense. So it's kind of funny. We kind of screwed ourselves, but at the time it sure was fun. Man, I wish you could turn this skip tutorial shit just off right away. Alright, so we got to prevent a first down here. Don't hurt him. Jesus Christ, don't hurt him. I'm so scared I'm gonna like smash him and they're gonna be like Gnome's career-ending injury, broken vertebrae or something. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's practice, man. Are you talking about practice? No. Damn it. Well, it looks like we're stuck with silver. Because I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit. I don't try it more than once. If I can't get it once, then that's just the way shit goes. Man, he's good.
Hey man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you.
Right? How much would that suck if like you could get hurt in practice and like somebody was like, oh, out for 16 weeks for a broken femur. You're like, I just was practicing. Well, we didn't improve that one, but oh well. They can't all be gold. Literally and figuratively speaking. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I know I can retry him, but I like I said, I figure once again, I get one shot. I give myself one chance to get them as gold until they come back again. Now, if I was to get it again next week, I would try it again, per se, but otherwise, yeah. The only time I try to improve them is once again, this is just kind of my own made up rules, is in the preseason or the playoffs. Otherwise, whatever I got is what I have to roll with during the regular season. So that's just kind of a fun little fact of my own there too. But, alright, let's see. Let's hope Gnomes gets an upgrade, right? He didn't practice or play a lot, but he definitely was getting some points in practice, so let's see what happens here. No, but that's alright. We did get one free safety up to above a 70, so that's good news there. Let's just start getting everything up to 70 right now for the time being. There's the free agent. He was one of the D tackles I signed there just to kind of get myself some depth. Now he's sitting at number 3 or 4 pretty much, but then you got to get better. Let's just get this stuff to 75. And then this guy, man, this guy, I tell you what, I feel like I upgrade this guy more often than any other player. It's kind of weird. Let's see, linebacker. Let's go ahead and get his pass coverage up to 70. Next time we'll go power rusher, and then we'll start getting this to 80, and then these to 75. That sounds like a plan. Alright, so that's all of them. Starters are all put back in for that preseason game. Cross your fingers for no injuries. Oh, damn it. It's only 4 weeks, but son of a bitch, there's always got to be that one, doesn't there? Just always has to be that one. Alright. Oh well. You got to deal with it. Right? It is what it is. I would, but every time I'd have to play somebody, I don't know, you probably haven't been around here a lot, but my internet sucks, and people end up missing field goals and shit, and it's irritating because well, at least I do. That's half the reason I don't even get to play people in Mutt Squad anymore or do anything cool on Mutt. Is I can do the computer challenges and it works out, but anytime I try to play somebody is like, for the weekly shit or whatever you can do where you play people like the drafts. I tried to play somebody with a draft thing, ranked draft, and man, it was the dumbest thing ever. It was so like just glitchy. I missed 3 out of 4 extra points. I couldn't kick a field goal, and it was only on like all pro. I mean, I can kick all pro field goals all day against the computer or on here, but oh, I see what you're saying. My bad. I was reading you wrong there. Yeah, sometime I could probably do that. Be best to start it for next year's, because the last couple years I haven't gotten this game until late. This next year I kind of would like to get this game right away when it comes out. Plus my stream isn't like huge, so it'd be good to get it up a little bit to actually get some more people that actually are on here, because if I put people on them, I want people to show up. I don't want to just use random subs that I have. And right now, besides you on here, there's usually only a couple people, so, and like I said, I just don't stream a lot. That's half my problem. It's my own doing. I don't do it right, You want to be a quarterback, huh? Well, I tell you what, you sub to me and you keep reminding me that about every month or so. And when the new Madden comes out, we'll see what we can't work out for you. I'd like to do a baseball one next year too. I just don't know when I can get the new baseball game. My kids will probably have the new damn baseball game before I do. I'll have to play it on their system in the living room. Last year they got the disc one so we could share the game every now and then, but I think this year they're going to get the downloaded one, so I'm in trouble there. Steve Young and Joe Montana. Yeah, I grew up watching them guys. I have a lot of Joe Montana football cards actually, like real legit Joe Montana football cards. Early 80s, about 84, I think it's an 84 and 85 tops. I got a Joe Montana and Elway, and they're like in pristine condition. I was kind of impressed considering I got them in the mail. I was like, damn, these are like in really good shape. Who was better? Well, see, now there's a question I don't know if you can ask me, because here's my reasoning. Um, Personally, if you told me I had to put them in order, I would put Montana one and Steve Young two. But it would almost have to be like a 1A and 1B, because both were really good managing people like Jerry Rice. And if we know anything about wide receivers like Jerry Rice, all these guys, they're not the easiest guys to manage. Like, not only do you got to keep them happy, you got to get them good balls, and you got to get them a lot, and spread it out to keep everybody else happy, and win the game. So with that said, Steve Young dealt with a different Jerry Rice than Joe Montana did. But Joe Montana had a much more talented and speedy and gritty and just, vicious Jerry Rice. But Steve Young could run, and Joe Montana wasn't, the quickest on his toes. He could if he had to, but every year the dude got slower and slower. Yeah, AB's biggest concern is himself 150%. There is no team forever. And I guess I can't say that hasn't worked in some aspects for some guys, but in today's day and age, it's with social media especially, you really gotta, like, I wish somebody could hire me to be a social media coach for their team, and I would, like, I'm not saying I would police it to the point of where it's like, no, no, but I would, if there was ever that post that came out or that thing that came out, I would make sure they learn from that shit of why you can't do it. Because there's one thing I've been telling my kids, it's all these guys in baseball over the last year and a half or so, that have been having these tweets where they said, oh, that's gay, or whatever, and here they are 7 8 years later, 5 years later, they're having to answer for that because some dude took the time to go back through their entire Twitter history and found that one post, that one stupid post they made that night. Now, whether it was right or wrong from the poster, that's not for me to say, but they find somebody to go through that shit and just find that one stupid post, and it's just, yeah, there it is, you're done. You got to explain it, apologize, and yeah, oh my god. They were saying on the radio the other day when I was listening to a thing about Nebraska where Scott Frost was saying we don't run a police state with their cell phones, but yeah, at the beginning of a meeting, everybody's cell phone gets put into a basket because I can't have you talking to your mom or talking to your girlfriend or whatever on your phone and being, eye center on your coaches if you have your phone, and you're buried in that. So I thought that was kind of funny. He doesn't tell them what they can and can't post, but during a meeting, you don't post. I honestly tell everybody, I don't care who the hell you are. I kind of, we had a team. I coached a group of freshman kids. Thank God it was right. It was before social media, but a few of them did have quote cell phones and cars, and they were at that age. Freshmen, eighth graders in high school. Man, it was a interesting time. And I told them from the get-go as an assistant coach, and I was positioned for infield and catchers. I told my catchers especially, I don't give a crap who you are. I don't care what your last name is. I don't care what type of car you drive. But when we're here, we're here. We're not on phones. We're not dicking around. And the best player is going to play. And you could tell the kid that had started the year previous, who I was he thought he was for sure, the shoe-in. He was worried. He was a little concerned because I don't think in the years past when his old man was coach, he had to do a whole lot but show up. And I tell you what, he ended up being the starter, but it took a good week, I had a different starter. A little of it was to, get under his skin and jive him a little bit and see how he reacted, and just, to light that fire. Because you could tell after the first couple practices, he was just like, nah, this is my spot no matter how I play or what I do. And he couldn't throw to second base. It was stupid. I'm like, dude, how have you been the starter? You can't even get there. And I was like, part of being a catcher, is it's like, if I'm a coach on an opposite team and I'm watching a catcher make a warm up throw and he bounces one, I'm going to make him prove to me throughout the rest of the game that he isn't going to bounce anymore. And if it was a fluke and he nails me the next time, then so be it. Good for him. He should. But if he keeps hopping them and they don't get him, I'm going to go every time. So I guess I don't care who you are. If I'm your coach, man, I don't give a shit. Care how much money you make, what you think you should be getting. That ain't my job. That's your job. If you think you should be getting it, get it. Show me why you should get it, but you got to prove to me why you're getting it. Some other guy gave it to you. I didn't sign that contract. Some guy up top who signed my contract did the same thing, and I got to do the best too, so keep that in mind. We're both trying to do our best here, not just you. The hardest thing about being a coach is everybody's not going to like you, and it sucks. I had parents yelling at me the first couple games before our coach finally even had to take our parents aside and said, listen, we're not, we're here because we really want to be, but we don't have to do this, We can let some of you do it if you want to do it your way, but you got to stop yelling at us in the middle of games and stop yelling at him while he's over coaching first base. He was like, that's just ridiculous. We were at home games and they were yelling at us like we were the away team. It was the dumbest thing. I just remember walking by him, kind of shaking my head, just walking past him, being like, come on, guys, we're the home team. And yeah, it was dumb, but it got better. We started off with the Bad News Bears and we ended up having the best team in our district. Like, we had 4 teams. There was a gold and a blue team for your seniors, and then your juniors had a gold and a blue team. And your golds were your best, and your blues were kind of your rejects that they threw to us on juniors. It was pretty much the Tanners and everybody else that you would imagine from the Bad News Bears. It was kind of crazy. But by the end of the year, like I said, we went furthest in our tournament, so it was awesome. I had a blast. The kids were hilarious, man. Goofballs, dude. A rebuild? Nah. That's crazy. I've actually only played 2 years on stream, though. Because, who was I going to put there? And I lost my train of thought here. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I only started, in year 4 on stream because the first 3 years I was just kind of using it to get a feel for what I needed to change up. There's just a few things. I explained it earlier in this stream, I guess, but 77, 75 there. Most people don't like my style because, like I said, I simulate some games here and there and do some other things, and yeah, I don't know. Don't want Stevens there. And it's pretty much, I need him as for now we're going to put him there. We'll see how that goes, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. Hayes. And there, okay. That's sub linebacker, he's there. So last year there. Don't necessarily want a Dory Jackson there, though. them in the practice squad. Alright. That's good, that's good. See if anybody got released by chance during the cuts or something, you never know. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Never fails, there's always somebody that gets snagged out of there. Can sign them up at the end. There's a ton of running backs. It's crazy. I'm just surprised there was that many good guys kind of chilling out there like that, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't surprise me because there's, you know, there's that guy that you just gotta let go. You just can't hold on to him. I don't think it'll let me sign him. That's alright though. Whoa, 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 you went way too fast there. Way too fast there. No, yeah, I mean, they're really good, and it's like they got, I feel like I have decent depth too. It seems like a lot of secondary guys always end up getting hurt. Thinking about, and this is getting boring. I need to get in the sim in those games so there's some excitement at least, but I'm trying to get this set up right. You know what? Just curious what happens there. I know he's not going to turn him into the starter by any means, but yeah, I figured. So I'll be honest, that one lineman, it's not like I said, he's not great, but if I could find a way to at least get him on. And then that gives me some depth. I think I can move him or somebody else to center. I'm just really nervous about that center position this year. Just, I don't know. That makes me feel a little more, like, I don't know. He's young, doesn't cost a lot. And this guy is not going to be around much next year, and who knows about this dude? Also 27. He's not really shown me a lot, so gotta draft somebody, then that way keep him around for another year or two. I don't know. I just feel like it at least added a little depth. Now we got another question. Do we have the rookie start at right tackle? Or do we let the guy who played off and on last year play at right tackle? He's from Nebraska. Go Big Red. Not that that's biased, but I'm just saying. True. It would be two better overall. Move this guy. Right? This guy even looks more like a center. We'll move him over, let him work at being a center. Still better than a 34-year-old Pouncey, and he's 21, so maybe like halfway through he could be one of those guys we put the focus on training towards the end of the year or something. So we'll see. We shall see. Alright, so god damn it, went too fast. Sumbitch. I at least want to get these games simulated. I probably don't know if I'm going to get a play again tonight because it's getting so goddamn late because this takes forever sometimes. Alright. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Solid there. Tight end is solid. The offensive line should be good now. So, no, we don't want him there. Put him there. Alright. Let's check defense. Forgot to do that too. Hayes is an 83 at right end, but Fortunately, he is a D tackle, so we can't be doing that now. Five, 76, 75, 75. Just put Powell there for now. And left. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And everything else is set. I know the special teams and all that jazz is set. Alright, so I think I got everything pretty well done there that I can do. What's our schedule look like this year? Please tell me I get to play the Dublin Shamrocks. I want to go to Dublin. I want to play the Dublin Shamrocks at their place, damn it. Texans, Browns. We get Steelers early and the Browns early. Both those teams were playoff teams. Titans were a playoff team. Rams made it to the NFC Championship. Man, man, if these guys all have a lot of the same cats on their team, that's a rough first 4 weeks right there. 5 weeks. '49ers, we played them in the Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl replay right there, babe. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It is. This is the toughest schedule I think I've had in a while that I can, like recall in memory for anything. Because we got to play the Browns and the Steelers again at the end of the damn year. Well, I think I need to be pretty realistic here when I set these goals, even with playing 8 games and simming 8. Not gonna lie. I underestimated my team last year, and I think I only picked 10 wins. I'd have to go back and look. It was either 10 wins or make the playoffs. Man, I don't know what I feel like with this schedule. Man. Good thing I won a Super Bowl last year. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but last year at the end, right before I stopped last night, or was it last night or 2 nights ago? It was last night. Whenever I played my Super Bowl game or up to the Super Bowl game and stuff, at the end of the season after I won, I did get a contract extension for 5 years. So that's the good news. I think that's a really good news after seeing this goddamn schedule. Speaking of, just out of curiosity, I always have to go check this. This is why this stuff takes so long, is because I'm always curious about who's a coach where now, and who's the new guys, who got fired and whatnot. Oh, look at this. We got 2 newbies. I'm kind of angry with myself. I forgot to go look and see like who the first 10 draft picks were. I was so in the zone of my own draft that I always just at the end of the draft I go check, and yeah, I didn't. I regret it, but it is what it is. But look at this. The Patriots and the Cowboys, two like the most popular teams, both have new head coaches now. And both of them have never coached before. Ever. I miss not being able to pick your assistant coaches and do all that stuff. Like if you were in owner mode. I remember it went so far as to some games, like in baseball, even you could like pick the prices of beer and hot dogs. Man, that was a little too much. I don't mind setting like a budget for stuff, but holy crap, to go down and break it down per item was a little nuts. But I'm not beyond. People are saying that I did it. I goddamn did it. Had some pretty pricey beer and hot dogs sometimes. Well, I think this guy might be on his way out. I don't know much about things, but I think if you go 7-25, I'm surprised you still got a job, honestly. But maybe that wasn't all with the Lions, but that seems to me like it's kind of crazy he got a job, so. Let's see. That looks normal. Yeah, this is all pretty normal from last year that I recall. He's still with the 49ers. That's who I beat in the Super Bowl, so I'm the reason he's 0-1. So here's Dublin, man. I wanted to play you guys, but they won't schedule you. Damn it. I want to go to Dublin. There's me sitting there, 54-26. That's not, bad. 67%. That's pretty awesome. Peyton's at the Bengals now, and Tomlin's still with the Steelers, so most of it stayed the same. There was a couple changes there. Well, Doug Marone's out to a pretty good start. 65 wins already. Yeah, I really don't think he has 64 winning seasons. I think that'd be some type of record. I think that's some type of weird glitch. That's odd. They got 10 playoff wins now between them guys there. I'm catching up. I'm 6-1 in the playoffs. Tell you what, you watch out. You get me in the playoffs, boy. You're in trouble, everybody else. Tell you what, you get Hugh Jackson in the playoffs, Doug Peterson, you might be in trouble too. Well, Harbaugh's back. I don't think he was coaching because he got fired. So, everybody better watch out there. Right now, I'm the leader, though, of Super Bowl wins. Hugh Jackson got one with the frickin' Browns, too. And Le'Veon Bell, of all things. How funny is that? Like I said, they won a Super Bowl when we were doing some stuff early on, and the Dolphins too, so unfortunately you feel bad for him. He got to go to one, didn't win. Patricia is with the Saints now. I didn't see that. I would, but I'll be honest, man, I got so much shit, kids in school and stuff. I don't want to really commit to anything, but I appreciate the offer, and maybe on next year's game I want to do some more stuff like that. That'd be awesome, but yeah, I can't commit to anything crazy. It sucks, but yeah, the joys of having kids and cats and dogs and shit like that. All right. Last thing I'm gonna check. And then I'll get on with simming this crap for those first 8 games. Just kind of curious. I hear you there. No shit, right? It's just the other day I came home and I went out to take the kids to school, and my goddamn car looked funny, and I was like, what's going on with my car? And it snowed a bunch, so I thought, well, maybe it's just on there's a couple drifts in the driveway that got crunched up and they're smushed down now. So I was like, maybe it's just on a funny spot. Yeah, no, I got out there and there was a flat tire, well, almost flat. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I had like 10 minutes to get the kids to school 7 miles away. And then and that was to give them 5 minutes to get in, get their shit dropped off, and get to class. Mind you, they're in elementary and middle school, but still. I'm like, what the hell? Well, the next day I finally looked at it after, thankfully, the co op guy gave me air. Goddamn nail in my tire. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We just fixed the back tire to get a nail out of that son of a bitch. And I don't even drive on gravel or nothing, so I don't know. I don't know where I find all these nails, but I sure find them. Anyway, that's Ed Oliver. That's the dude I was saying. That's crazy. It's always interesting seeing who some of these guys end up making it to the 99 club. I'm surprised he didn't get to 99 this year. He was a 99 last year. He only dropped one to play him in the damn Super Bowl. See where some of those quarterbacks are at here and how good they are. There's a few 90s out there. There's old Justin Hebert. He's been with the Steelers the whole time. Right? Yeah, like I said, that first draft class I had when I was kind of experimenting with things, I remembered you could import, and download draft classes and all that shit from people. And I kind of just went through and searched, and I found one that looked like it was pretty, well represented and had, good feedback. And it had like Marquise Brown, Justin Hebert, guys like that, and yeah, Ed Oliver is just a freak of nature. I was gonna draft him. I was trying to do everything in my power to get the first pick because I knew he would go first, and he did. And I couldn't get. I think even the computer was like, "No, I want this dude. Like, you don't get it. He is mine." There's my running back. He was league MVP last year, so we'll see what he can throw out this year. We got the number 3 fullback too, so I do have the number 1 overall wide receiver. The only 99 overall dude this year. Last year there was 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. Ed Oliver is just an absolute freak of nature. 80 speed, 89 acceleration, everything there, 94 strength. The Colts get the first pick. Hey, you never know though. It worked out for him there. Oh, I gotta cut one player, that's right, because I did sign that one dude. Alright, this is where it's scary with these season goals, because that schedule. Well, I'm going to play, like I said, I'm going to sim the first 8, no matter what. No matter what record, no matter what happens. And then I'm going to play the last 8. So I got to keep that in mind. So I feel very comfortable, even on All Pro, that I can win 7 or 8 of my games. So there's 7 right there. Let's just say 7. I can personally win 7, I think. Now, these first 8 games I sim, the first 5 weeks alone are sketchy. I'd like to think I can win 3 of those 5. We're just going to say 2 for now as the low ball. I wish it gave you like last year's record or like this year's, overall up there on the season schedule. Like it said what their overall was or like at least what their last year record, something to go off of. So 2 out of those 3 first 5, and then that leaves 3 more games I think I can win 2 of. That's 10 wins, 11 wins make the playoffs. You know what? Let's just say now for this year, let's go with commit to 10 again. I'm pretty sure that's what I did last year, but I'll be honest, I felt like I was gonna be lucky if I got to 10 wins with so many goddamn rookies at quarterback and just so many key positions. But let's go 10. Like I said, I got a 5-year contract, so I really doubt they're gonna fire me, even if I'm really wrong and I only win like 7 or 8 games. But I got fired from the Rams my second year after winning a Super Bowl the year before, so who knows? It can happen, I guess. Well, of course they frickin' did. You sons bitches, stealing my friggin' practice squad center. Alright, yeah, thanks for that, I know. It's a pain in the ass. Always gotta be one, doesn't there? Man, I gotta get something to drink. I am parched. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm not going to play it. I just kind of am curious as what their overall is. Damn. NFL is up right now, apparently, or something. Jeez. Maybe that's just a hell of a good first week game. I don't know. Alright, well, here we go. $20-7 win. Got an upgrade for somebody. We won a weekly award. Say what? Look at that. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Very nice. Cam Newton tore it up. So did Lamar Jackson. Holy crap. Damn. Right? Yeah, I did a whatchamacallit, like a big huge draft, like a league reshuffling, if you will. I started off with the Rams, did a league draft. I had like Trubisky and Christian McCaffrey and shit like that. And like I said, first year, right away, first year, I won a Super Bowl. And I didn't think I would, honestly, with the team I drafted. They were so young. Excuse me. And won a Super Bowl. And then the next year, I missed the playoffs by literally the last game. I had to win the last game. Lost it by, I think, 3 or 4 points. I'd have to go even look. But I don't even know if I even have. I think I saved something from it. And next thing I know, I got fired. And yeah, the Ravens were one of the teams that offered me. And honestly, I kind of went with them because they were going to have a lot of free cap space. And out of the other two teams, I liked their jerseys and like stadium the best. And the fact that I might get some snow games. So yeah. Just curious. Yeah, that's about right. 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. That's usually pretty much what he does. Mullins usually gets more, though, than that. So, I don't know what the deal was there. Hopefully that's not a trend. Look at the free agents got the most catches. No, I have it actually. I have the like I have so anyone can relocate at any time, computer included, and someone did. The Chargers, they became the Dublin Shamrocks in Ireland. And I didn't do that. Like they legitimately became the Dublin Shamrocks. Like usually I remember it used to always be like Mexico City or shit like that. But yeah, they became the Dublin Shamrocks. And that's where Jameis Winston plays now, is in Dublin, Ireland. And like I said, I can't wait for the first game I get to play there. I'm gonna play it no matter what. But anyway. No, not right now. Actually, I'm gonna sub this next to the 8th game, and then I gotta go to bed. It's 2:40 a.m. my time. Daylight savings time yesterday is starting to kind of catch up with me, That's actually the only Madden I never owned, besides like the computer one at the beginning, was Madden 25 for whatever reason. At that time, the age my kids were, I didn't get to play many video games, and I just didn't get to it. I've played it before, not very often compared to the others, but I've heard multiple people say that was their favorite version of it though, and I've heard others people say other ones, so I don't know. The one I probably played the most, excuse me, I think had Eddie George on the cover. I don't know if that was 2004, 2001, so I can't remember anymore. There's been so goddamn many. Whatever the last year of college football where you could take your draft class and put it on Madden, I played a lot of that one too because I played a lot of college football. That was my game. It's college football. But can't do that anymore right now, so yeah. Ooh, last year's #1 pick got an upgrade. So let's just get these both up to an 85. And then we'll work that other one getting a little closer to an 80. Let's go ahead and get you, get your scheme fit up there. Alright, well, good news is we're 1-0. That's always a good start. And nobody got hurt. The Browns actually lost their game. So, now we really hit the gauntlet. Oh, the Suns bitches got us. 35-28. Damn it anyways. Gee, Christmas, I gotta do all this now? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't want to do all this right now. It's only the second week of the season. What the hell are we doing right now? You really mean to tell me your rookie contract is already up? Yeah, there's a lot of shit they could do and a lot of shit they really don't need to do, but it's the only one I have, so it's like people say, when it's the only one you got, that's the problem. There's really no competitive, push. They can put out whatever product they want and people are going to get it, unfortunately. So, but how do you compete with EA Sports on a football game? There's some that are trying and they're getting better, they're getting closer, but there's still a pretty wide gap and margin between the two, so I just know I really miss old school college football. Dynasty mode, where I could start off as Nebraska. I would always do the same thing. I can just close my eyes and I can see me putting that game in for the first time. That was like one of the few games I went to Walmart for at like 11:45 at night. I'd be like the only guy waiting, and some guy would be like, "What are you waiting for?" And I'd be like, "College football, man, comes out at midnight." He'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that you just want it now?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I'd get home, I would start a guy, and I would play 4 years most likely with my dude, and then I would save his, the player, but then I would start off as quote unquote a coach after that, and I'd go somewhere else as a coach, and I would try to work my way back to being the coach at Nebraska, and yeah, I would do the same thing, and man, I'd so much fun. Man, I miss it. Recruiting, I loved recruiting. fine be that way. We'll work it out eventually, fellas. That's just the first initial offer. You don't have to get all bent out of goddamn shape. Jeez Louise. I would have thought I was offering him a 1 year, $2 million contract or something by the way they were acting there. There, the quarterback got an upgrade. Let's just go ahead and get that closer up there. So he does need a little bit of work on that stuff. More the arm than the legs right now. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it does if you're willing to work into it, but I don't like how it forces you to not really, I don't know, like, I wish I didn't have to just have, there's really only the one scheme that has a scrambling quarterback, and I find it hard to believe that in the NFL there's really only one scheme, and that's the spread. There's got to be other ways where a scrambling quarterback can work into a West Coast or into a, this or that. I don't know. A lot of it, I guess, is I don't know if it really matters or if they actually put that much thought into it. It was just something they thought, well, people will think, oh, look at what we're doing. But I feel like in training wise, it does because you get those scheme bonuses if, guys fit the scheme that you're running. So in that way, you can use it to your advantage. And I mean, it gives you a pretty decent bonus for doing it, so there's that. But as far as when you're playing the game, absolutely not. But I'm sure it does if you're just simming it, probably a little bit. But I think that just matters more about your players and the offense you run more than anything. That is one large quarterback, 6'5", 232. That's one big dude. Alright, we're going to do things a little different this year. The first 2 years I did it one way because there was no real one position besides that quarterback that I was like, I need this or I need that. So this year I know exactly what I'm looking for because I've filled my roster and I know. And the fact that there's a few good ones here, we're just going to go ahead and knock them out. Because more than likely, the first pick is going to be, or one of my first 3 picks has to be a center. Put it that way, not going to be, but it has to be. So let's just make sure we got, let's just do the first 4 there for now. No, let's go ahead and do the best 5 they got up here. Oh, that guy looks like a bust or something there. My goodness gracious. He's a first round there, but my scouts are telling me he's going to be a 6th round pick. That's nuts. If he's still available in the 6th round, I'm going to pick him. But if he's there in the first, no way. Something ain't right about that. Alright. What was the other one? Right tackle. Oh my goodness. Look at all the right tackles. And we're going to have to do some scouting there too. My goodness gracious. Hey, appreciate that. I don't have a lot. Most of them don't actually. A lot of them, I've been on YouTube for years. I can't remember what my thing says if you go look at, joined in. But me and my buddy used to have a comedy page on here. Originally, it was like a comedy skit thing that I did a lot of the writing and he did most of the on-camera shit, and then I did a lot of the camera guy. But every now and then I'd be on camera. But anyway, that's originally what this page was. And all those videos got deleted off, but he gave me the quote unquote, site to use for whatever. So for a long time, I just, like I said, if you look, there's even a few old videos from my family on here and shit like that, just random shit. But then one day, I got my PlayStation and I could stream shit on YouTube, and I started doing that. So here I am, like a lot of years later, not that many subs, but a lot of videos. Some of them are streams, but if you're willing to search through them and kind of look, you can find some highlight videos. I need to do better about putting them in categories and stuff, but I don't know. That's got too much other shit. Like I said, I just don't have time to sit down on YouTube and do what it needs to be like a serious gamer, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well, we're 1-1, unfortunately. So let's hope for a better game here, because then we got to play another playoff team from last year in the Titans. So here we go. Big game there. We won. Beat the Steelers. That's huge. Huge. Doctors have cleared him, but I'll be honest, I'm not too worried about him playing and getting re-hurt. So let's just go ahead and start the backup again. Yeah, definitely. Usually if a person shows up after 2 or 3 streams until it's getting late, I can't talk. Early, I should say. If people show up for a couple, 2, 3 streams, I usually throw them on as a mod and whatnot. So, and considering you got Shelby in your name, I'll definitely remember that, because I'm a Mustang and Shelby guy, so I'll remember that name. Don't you worry. I said usually I try to stream 2 to 3 times a week. Like that would be considered my average quote for a good week. If it's really good, I get a stream more like 4 days, maybe 5 on an awesome week. If it's a bad week, I don't get a stream at all, or maybe once. So and it's just so goddamn hit and miss on school shit that's going on with kids. I'm searching for a job right now. Like I said, I got a wife, so I can't just sit on the video games all day. I gotta clean my house, do laundry, do dishes. So yeah, I try, but it's hard. It's not easy. Where were they? The right tackles. That's where they all were. And most of them are all legit first rounders, except for the dude from Florida State. They're like 7th rounder. That's kind of crazy. Damn, all 3 of those guys apparently are bust according to my scouts. 7, 6, and 6. That's not good. That's not good. Well, that Florida State guy is legit, apparently. Oh yeah, appreciate it. Like I said, I'd like to stream more games than just football too. Been trying to talk my buddy into streaming some golf club too, and we have some pretty cool matches, and some funny shit usually happens when he's been hitting the sauce after work from time to time. Every now and then we have a good golf shot too. And like I said, if I can find a way to get the new baseball game here soon, I'd like to stream like a franchise thing on there too, and then do like a road to the show guy on stream. Start off from day one. That'd be kind of cool. But once again, it shit takes time, and you got to be able to put the time into it. You can't just be like, well, I'm gonna play 5 road to the show games for 20 minutes and call it night. So, all right, Mr. Mullins, you didn't like my last offer. What if I up that half a mil, or half a mil, half a million, and give you a little more on that side? Everything about that offer needs improvement, he says. Everything. Well, that's fine. You can do that, but odds are pretty good. I bet I get you in free agent for less than I just friggin' offered you, man. You should have taken it. Should have taken the deal, Terrell, but that's okay. It is what it is. Maybe he just doesn't want to be here or something. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but apparently, man, they're 3-0 too. Jeez. I gotta hurry up and get this done. It is 3 a.m. Holy crap. But see, like that scheme shit definitely does make a difference there, because if you look at the XP compared to the guys that don't fit the scheme that I chose, compared to the guys that do have it, I mean, shit. Brian and Alexander get 120 and 96 for their bonus XP, but Spencer, Powell, those guys, they get 623, so that's a pretty good jump. Brian got what, a little over 560, whatever, 562. Spencer got that just in bonus, plus an extra 200, so in that aspect, it's an extra, 300-400 XP depending. But I don't know about when you sim how much of a difference that actually puts into things. Holy bejesus. Backup quarterback's getting better. Better watch out. It's coming to steal job. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to call her quits here pretty soon. I'm getting pretty damn tired pretty dang fast. I'm at like week 4. That probably would be a bad stopping point here, really. So I could sim the next 4 games and then play a couple next time. I just wanted to make sure because I was like 5, 7. I don't know why did I leave 7, but then that's right. That's because I was just off. Just off. Well, let's get to week 4, and I think that's a good stopping point. And then I'll send the next 4, and then I'll play a couple after that, and then I'm gonna play all the rest of 8, but week 4 seems like a good stopping point. It's like quarter way, 16 game season, play 4 or sim 4. So see if we can give these guys their first loss of the season. Oh, we won by a goddamn point. A point. We gotta check this box score out. .353-2. Yet his longest pass is only a 24-yarder. That's pretty awesome. Man, Mullins just isn't getting the yards. The offensive line is killing it this year, though. Or killing that. I need a better line. Oh, look at Simonson. Dallas Clark in the making right there. Harry's been tearing it up, too. Catches and yards. Can't believe he doesn't want to come back, man. Come on, Edmonds. What are you doing? TJ Watt will be coming back, though. That's the good news. Damn, they were up 20-7 at halftime. We ended up winning 21-20. That's what I'm talking about, though. You gotta have a team that can come back in all types, way, shape, or form. So that's good. TJ Watt's coming back. We gotta change a couple things here really quick. Use him there. No, I'm going the wrong way. What the hell am I doing? God damn, until I'm tired. Alright, that's there. There, that's better. Kind of want him rushing on that end. Alright. Let's do training. See who won the weekly award here. Freaking Gomes, man. Can't believe he doesn't get rushing yards at all, considering I do run. That might be your proof right there that it doesn't matter, because, yeah, supposed to have a scrambling quarterback. He had 2 carries for -2 yards, but yeah, he threw the ball 41 times for 353, so figure that out. Figure that out. Right? It's funny, he was quote a 3rd round overall pick is what, like the projected shit was saying. And I just randomly scouted him, because I knew I was going to need a quarterback, so I just scouted pretty much everybody up to the 7th round. And my scouts told me he was a first round pick, so I went and looked at like the combine stats. Dude, he was like first second, and everything, fastest quarterback, all this stuff, right? Just didn't have that great of an arm, but I drafted him, and now here he sits. He's won a Super Bowl his rookie year, offensive rookie of the year. It was crazy. It worked out. All right, Marcus, 4 years, 5 million, 285 of that's gonna be guaranteed, bro. Come on, first bonus, dude. You're kind of driving me crazy with this stuff, man. You're 26, dude. What, I ain't gonna give you that super duper long of a contract. Gracious. Man, these guys, like, who do you think you are, bro? 83 overall. This is fair offer, 4 years for 34. I'm gonna give him that offer to start. You can not like anything about it, but my goodness, man. He likes the length, but that's it, he says, of course. Alright, middle linebackers. You. Man, only 2 first round. Usually there's at least 3 or 4 in first round. Let's see, who's got the upgrade? Juju. It's going to turn to 100 overall. It's going to break the game. He's the one rookie from last year. I'm telling you, this guy's going to end up good. Yeah? Well, let's just get everything of his up to 70. Juju. It's like, nah, I don't care. I'm a 99. I just can't even get maximum rating. It says maximum rating. Oh, that's funny. Let's make him even worse of a red zone threat, shall we? Alright, so after 4 games, does he only have fucking 67 carries in 4 games? With the offense I'm running, that doesn't make any sense. That's weird. I have to look into that. Alright, these guys are pretty well spreading the ball around, though. That 20, 19, 19, 16, and 11. Mullins has 11 damn catches. '79 and 76. That's pretty awesome there. Oops. Tackle wise, go figure. It's not necessarily a good thing, though. I'd like to see more linebackers and D tackles, but it is what it is there, too. Wouldn't have expected him to be the sack guy. Two picks in the 4 games, so that's alright. Well, it's nothing great, but I gotta figure out why Mullins has only gotten 67 carries in 4 games. He'd have that in 2 games last year, so that was simulating too, so I don't know. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna call her a night here. It's a good stopping point. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this tomorrow, but I can't make any promises. It may be a couple days, but I definitely won't do any simulating without the stream running. So thanks for checking it out. Hope to see you around. Later.